All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. Oh my days, yet another day, another stream, and you guys are mad. Honestly, live chat, you guys are mad. There's so many people already logged in, which is crazy, and I love it. Love the support you guys have been giving me over this recent period. Actually, you guys have been giving me the support for a very, very long time, if I'm going to be honest about it. So do appreciate that. Straight away, smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. Just like yesterday, the target was 100 likes during the stream. I mean, thank you so much. I think it's sitting at 204 likes on yesterday's stream at the moment, which is absolutely crazy. As I said, the support you guys are giving me is insane. So do appreciate that. Once again, the target for this stream is 100 on the stream. I've got PYS here to talk about some latest Chelsea transfer news. We're going to mix things up a little bit. We talk about some alternative as well. I mean, it's been touted around whether it's legitimate sources or not, I don't know, but we'll entertain the discussion nonetheless. But first of all, PYS, my man, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, bro. I'm very happy to be back. I love your thumbnail as well. New thumbnail for your channel regulars. So yeah, I'm looking forward to discussion today. I'm always happy to be back on the channel.
Brilliant. Just quickly on the thumbnails, guys, massive shout out to Matthew. Check out his socials in the description right now. Right at the bottom, you'll see it. All the people that have done the artwork for this channel, his thumbnails, socials are there. As you can see in the background, and as you guys probably would have seen it on the YouTube video, the thumbnail that came up, he's done an absolute madness for me. Hopefully we can continue working together. So you're going to see some amazing designs from him down the track. So that's another upgrade for this channel. For the support you guys are showing, we've got to keep evolving. That's what we got to do. Already, as I said, heaps of people have logged in. I just want to quickly shout you guys out as well before we start the show. Satazan's here. Thank you so much. Deals is here. Declared, my man is gone mad in the live chat. Thank you so much for that. Justin's here. And then we've got Declan in Ireland is here as well. Vishnu is here. Oh, it's just mad. Brent is here. RCBN is here. Oh, the name just goes on and on, man. It's brilliant. All right, PYS, let's get straight into this. We want to talk about the Haaland news first up. Obviously, you've got some latest updates as well on Erling Haaland from different news that you've been watching from Twitch with Fabrizio Romano, who's doing a bit of madness in Twitch. And then obviously recently the Terry Flewers, I think that's his last name, his show where he had Dean Jones there providing some information. I'll let you first provide some latest sort of information on Haaland, and then I want to get into some deep discussion about that, and then throw in some alternatives if this doesn't go accordingly to our way. So first of all, give us some updates, my man.
Yeah, well, it's been really interesting, really, the whole of this summer in terms of Haaland. You know, there's so many different sources, but I think the general consensus from every single source has been, you know, Chelsea just need to make a mega/huge bid to even tempt Dortmund. Fabrizio was saying basically the other day on Twitch was, Dortmund aren't going to put out a 120 million price tag like they did for Sancho last summer, because by giving out a figure that tells Chelsea that he's up for sale when he's not, but he could be up for sale if Chelsea just make a huge bid. But whatever the bid is, like there's no specific figure is what I'm trying to say to Haaland deal. It's just we have to really test their resolve, and that's what all the top sources have been saying. But to be fair, Fabrizio has changed language a little bit over the last sort of week or so. I mean, a week or two ago he was saying Haaland's completely not up for sale, but now he's been saying on Twitch, you know, Dortmund hoping to keep Haaland. They're looking to keep Haaland. It's, you know, I mean, hoping to keep Haaland is like, it's not strong. Yeah, we're 100%.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So, he had Christian Falk on as well, who was a guest on the Fabrizio Twitch channel. Basically, he said he doesn't see it happening. But again, the same thing. If Chelsea put in a crazy bid, then who knows? You know, so it's very interesting. And then you've got Dean Jones this morning on Terry Flewers' YouTube channel, his Football Terrace YouTube channel, Basically, he's saying to Chelsea fans, just relax. Chelsea are doing work behind the scenes on multiple targets. They're watching PSG as well because PSG are handing out silly wages. So basically, apparently, what they're trying to do is they're just basically evaluating what is realistic to spend this summer from their personal perspective in terms of FFP, in terms of wages. So I think behind the scenes at the moment, Miz, it's just a lot of evaluating. But after the Euros, I do expect offers to go in for multiple players, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of, you know, what would be a crazy offer, I don't know. I mean, Jan Aga, who is very close to Haaland camp,
Their family. Yeah.
he would go on ESPN. He said actually it would have to be double his release clause, which would actually only really be about 120 million pounds. I can't believe I'm saying only because that's ridiculous. But, you know, in terms of like people have said 200 million, I mean, 120 is a lot different from that. And he's quite close to the Haaland camp. And yeah, he's come out this morning saying no movement. Haaland will return to pre-season training as usual, but, you know, mega bid again. So I don't know. I think we're just evaluating things at the moment, but I think next week or two, if we're going to do it, we'll have to table a big bid. And I'm getting excited as well because when Dortmund returns to pre-season, if Haaland does an interview and doesn't say he's 100% staying, or he stutters a bit, or, you know, we can analyze his body language if he does an interview, like all these little things that you can do to a potential transfer will be really, really interesting, I think.
100%. I want to now break this down a little bit, right? Because I want to, you know, obviously the live chat saying, oh, you know, have we had anything new and whatnot? Maybe not massively new news, but I do want to break this down to little bits and pieces so people can actually get some proper material out of this particular scenario. So PYS, what I want to start off by saying, and this is a food for thought for the live chat that's out there. Over 56 people already. Please smash the like button. The target is 100 likes on the stream. So let's get the likes up to at least 50 straight away if you're enjoying this. And check out PYS's socials in the description. He runs a Chelsea news update website as well, guys. Please support his work. If you're following him on Twitter, please support his work there as well. He honestly is doing a very great job at the moment, collating all this information, putting it in one place. So please check that out. All right, PYS. I want to now talk about. I think it's quite obvious to say that Haaland is definitely entertaining the thought of leaving Dortmund. I think there was a moment, PYS, when Dortmund secured Champions League. Maybe those talks were a bit dead. But I think as soon as Chelsea won the Champions League, I don't know, something just ignited within him. And he kind of felt like, yeah, I don't mind leaving Dortmund. I mean, Sancho's leaving to Man United. Maybe it's time for me to leave Dortmund and go to Chelsea, perhaps. And perhaps that feeling of leaving Dortmund came about because there was a moment, as I said, that Dortmund said that if they get Champions League, then this is done and dusted. Now, the question that I want to ask you, PYS, I mean, there is the Mino Raiola situation, which we'll touch on 100%. But if you look at all the clubs at the moment in Europe, Chelsea has to be one of the most exciting clubs for him to join. I mean, you look at some of the big clubs, okay, Real Madrid, perhaps Barcelona, PSG, you've mentioned, Man City, Man United, you can probably put them in the mix as well. But besides that, I really can't see where else he could go. Now, I could probably eliminate Barcelona with all their wages and whatnot issues that they're having. They're having trouble just to secure Messi again, let alone getting Haaland. So you can kind of knock them out for the time being. Real Madrid are a financial mess as well, and maybe they've got one eye on Mbappe. Man City kind of looking towards Harry Kane, maybe. That's probably what suits them. That's how Pep Guardiola is looking at it. Man United, I don't think should be in the race at all with us for Erling Haaland. So, and PSG, as you said, handing out crazy salary. But at the end of the day, I think it was, who was it recently? I think it might have been Nicolas Anelka that said about Mbappe that you can't be deemed as a mega superstar, or you can't be one of the best in Europe if you play for PSG, because over there you just simply don't get, challenged enough. So from your perspective, PIS, is Chelsea by far the most attractive club for Haaland to come and join at the moment?
Yeah, I would only pretty much argue that with Man City. I think just because of Pep Guardiola and they continue to win the league. But I think our Champions League win attraction is far more appealing in terms of our young squad as well. I mean, I will mention as well Christian Falk on Twitch when he was live with Fabrizio the other day specifically said Haaland actually likes Tuchel. He likes the young squad that Chelsea have. So that's some inside information that he's got there already on Haaland. But, I mean, yeah, we're a massive attraction right now. And the most important thing is we're the only club in the whole world that can afford Haaland this summer. Fact, there's no one else that's bidding whatever it would take. If it's 120, 130, 140, 150, whatever it takes, there's no one that can do that this summer apart from Chelsea. And Chelsea will buy other areas after. Like, we're really well run. You know, we made a profit during the pandemic. Like, we're the only club right now that's sitting good on a load of money. Like, especially the Champions League win, the top four. That only adds. You know, we're trying to sell Tammy Abraham for £40 million. We've sold Tomori. You know, we're in a very, very good position. I think that's why Chelsea fans are a bit impatient and so annoyed, because we're like, right, well, where's the signings then? But, you know, by the end of the window, if Chelsea secure, I don't know, Haaland, if they secure a DM, if they secure a centre-back, then everyone's not going to be moaning. You know, the thing that Chelsea fans want, we just want to back Tuchel. We want to give him the appropriate armour to go into next season to really try and win the league, try and, you know, get to the Champions League final or win it again or go really far, you know. So, yeah, we want to be challenging on all fronts. And I think the reason why Chelsea fans are a bit impatient is we've seen this pretty much every single season where it doesn't feel like Chelsea will back a manager after a massive win. You know, you look at Conte, you look at other seasons, you know, we've done it before. With the clubs, I think's had the mindset of just, we've won a big trophy, so really we don't really need to improve. The squad's obviously good enough. You know, we're not lacking behind, but we are in the Premier League. You know, the last 2 seasons we finished fourth, so we have to sign a big striker, and it has to be Haaland. It just has to be. If it's not Haaland, then Lukaku's acceptable. But for me, that situation's dead, because although these journalists keep saying, "Oh yeah, there's something still there with personal terms," blah, blah blah, the guy is clearly happy at Inter, and you don't know if the Hakimi negotiations really affected what Chelsea want to do with Inter either, because, you know, as much as we didn't actually really push for Hakimi, you don't know what was said behind the scenes in the discussions. There was discussions, so I don't know. For me, it has to be Haaland, and we have to send the bid over. But yeah, just be a little bit more patient. A couple more weeks, and then we can start worrying. Because the thing is, I want to mention as well, Miz, last off is obviously Chelsea actually have a pre-season camp, right? They're going to Ireland. Pre-season starts pretty soon, so you would like to think that Tuchel would want, you know, new signings, or at least one new signing to take with him.
For sure. Yeah.
You don't want Rice, you don't want Haaland or whoever it's going to be to be joining midway through when we're already prepping maybe a four at the back formation, or you know, we've played games, or you don't want people joining halfway through. So yeah, I mean, surely the signings are going to come soon, right? It's only got to be a couple more weeks before we start getting bids flying in. I mean, yeah, the Euros is over soon, so things are going to have to start ramping up. Like, only makes sense.
Yeah, look, 100%. As you said, I mean, Thomas Tuchel has made it so evident last season as well, before the season finished. He said it. We don't necessarily need 6 or 7 signings. We probably need about 2 to 3. He has some ideas. He's presented them. And he said that it's good to keep the team fresh. It's good to keep, you know, new faces coming in and challenging old ideas. This man is literally talking to the fans and the board and saying it's very important to get new signings, and we can't just continuously rely on the older boys. Yes, we will rely on them, but solely relying on them would bring a bit of trouble, because this set of boys have now won the Champions League. You do need that extra fire in the backside by getting some new faces, so that they stay on their toes, so that they don't feel complacent that, oh, you know, nothing's going to happen to my position, I should be fine. Someone like Haaland comes into the dressing room. Oh, Haaland, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount again, they'll all wake up that, oh, we got to step up again. So there is no doubt that we should be getting some sort of signing. I do want to continue talking about the whole Haaland thing a little bit more before we talk about the alternatives, because then there is a need to talk about that just in case if this doesn't happen. And I'll tell you why as well, because apparently Thomas Tuchel has suggested that as well. But I do want to go back to Haaland and ask you, PYS, the biggest concern for me, I'm starting to feel like, I don't think it's Dortmund, because Dortmund, as you said, with Fabrizio Romano's Twitch streams and a few other journalists as well, they started to say the word hope. Dortmund is hoping to keep. So it feels like the power really is with Haaland, that if he wants to go, he will make sure that Dortmund ends up selling them, whether it's for 120 million, 150 million, whatever the case is. If the offer comes in, he will literally tell Dortmund to accept it. So I don't think Dortmund is the biggest issue. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts about that. And then, most importantly, I feel, PYS, the biggest issue is Mino Raiola, because recently, apparently, there's been talks that he's put in a exit clause for his particular client. So how do you assess these two sides, the Dortmund side and the Mino Raiola side?
Yeah, I think with the Dortmund side, it's pretty simple. I feel like they will sell if they get, an offer of. This is the thing, though, Miz, as well. I can't really say a price because it's going to be 120 million plus, for sure. But anything after that, I can't really say a price because, as Fabrizio said, Dortmund haven't put a price on it. They're not saying, he's this price or nothing. And they always do that because they don't want to sell Haaland. That's the thing. They don't want to, but, if something big comes in, then I think they will sell him because they're a business. They did the same with Ousmane Dembele. Zorc, he's not going. Oh, well, look, the money came on the table. You know what I mean? So it's the same situation with any player they ever have. Dortmund will always be the same. So
Oh, PYS, you there? Think we might have lost PYS. Little bit of connection error. Hang in there, live chat. Meanwhile, whilst you guys are there, hopefully PYS comes back. Smash the like button, guys. Let's get the likes up to at least 80. The target is 100 for the stream. So let's get the likes up to at least, close to 80. Hopefully, meanwhile, PYS comes back. But ladies and gentlemen, I mean, as I was saying, for me, the biggest concern is Mino Raiola in this whole piece. And if we can somehow manage to persuade, here we go. Let me just add PYS back in. PYS, you back, my man?
Sorry, my internet just cut out, so I've had to go on 4G.
No problems. But you were saying, talk to me.
Difficult.
PYS, you there?
Yeah, so where did...
Yeah, go on. So you were saying, continue.
Yeah, do you remember where I got up to, or was it?
So you were talking about Dortmund most likely will be given up on this. If they have a good offer, they will definitely sell. And then you were going to talk about Mino Raiola.
Yeah, so I must have cut off when I was in mid-sentence of Raiola. So with Raiola, I think in terms of the get-out clause, I think it's something that Raiola would do. It makes complete sense. I mean, again, I think Haaland would also. There's been rumours of him seeing Chelsea as kind of the next club and like another step to Real Madrid. But to be honest, I don't see a problem with that as a Chelsea fan. We get 3-4 years out of him, and then he goes to Real Madrid. He wins us a couple of titles because he's not going to be here forever. He's too good of a player. It's kind of like
true.
It's kind of like the Eden Hazard thing, but with Eden Hazard, he never had a buyout clause. And I think the thing is with Raiola wants a buyout clause because he knows Marina will never let Haaland go if we get hold of him. So it's like Hazard stayed here for 7 years, but how many extra years did Marina manage to keep him here?
At the end of the day, PYS, it's a business. He knows he's got a client that is absolutely wanted by everyone out there.
Yeah, he doesn't want Haaland to stay at Chelsea for 6-7 years because as you said, he's a business. He wants to get extra money. He wants to move him to Real Madrid or Barca, and Raiola would make more money from making that move. And it's just there's a lot of business aspects to it. So there's a lot of things that could stop the deal because, I mean, I do remember, so I can't remember who said it, but I think it might have been, I can't remember, but one of the journalists said that Roman and Marina don't really like buyout clauses, but you never know. Like it's you know, it's something that could happen for a certain player, which obviously would be Haaland. So I don't know, man. I think the one thing we have to mention is no one really has a clue. Like in terms of articles, in terms of information coming out, there's no inside gossip. You know what I mean? I've done some notes actually. I did some research about Matt Law on Kai Havertz, right? Because Matt Law is the main guy for big, bombshell articles. If he comes out with something, it's 100% right. He's done 2 articles so far, right? And they came out a day after each other. One of them he did was Chelsea are pursuing Haaland. That was on the 7th of June. The 8th of June, he said Haaland would be open to joining Chelsea. We're what date is it today? It's
6th of July.
It's the 6th of July. So we haven't had a Matt Law article in
for a month.
Yeah. But I will mention he did the same with Kai Havertz, right? So I did some research. The 17th of
You did some detective work, my man.
Bro, I've been doing some detective work. The 17th of June last year, right? He did a article on Kai Havertz. It said Chelsea must wait to wait to see if Bayer would stick to £90 million. And then the articles really came the next month. So on my notes here, I've pretty much got them all written down. It was so the 17th of June, Chelsea must wait to see if they stick to 90 million. Then it was 2nd of July, so that was Chelsea stepping up Havertz's pursuit.
Yeah.
The 8th of July, Chelsea received boost because that was when Havertz wanted to officially leave. He said he wanted to join Timo Werner. And then it was not until the end of July. So we're at the start of July. It was not till the end of July that Matt Law said the confidence on Kai Havertz is growing. And then it really kicked off. 27th, Chelsea are in official talks over the fee. 2nd of August, deal done. So it may just be a case of by the end of this month, things really, really heat up and then it's done. You just don't know. Or it could be a case of, well, Chelsea have talked for over a month now and it's not happening. It's too much. The agent fees, they don't want the buyout clause. So I think something's going to happen this month, Miz, is my main takeaway from this. I think we'll get a sort of conclusion in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think, in terms of Haaland.
I think as well, because if we don't get it within the next 2 to 3 weeks, max 4 weeks, the season's really near. Do you know what I mean? The season's upon us. So I don't see how that then happens, all of a sudden. If it's meant to happen, it should happen within the 2 to 3, 4 weeks max, as I said. But both of us, we've mentioned that Mino Raiola, hopefully Chelsea can find a way to negotiate with him. I think Mino Raiola, we've mentioned it very, very, precisely here, is that he sees his client as a massive, massive business job opportunity. And he's rightly, it's rightly so. He's in absolute rights because Haaland is he's an unbelievable talent, and he wants to ensure that he keeps making money out of Haaland, that Chelsea is not the final destination. As you said, PYS, it doesn't matter. Even if we get 3 seasons out of Haaland or 4 seasons out of Haaland, we will probably end up winning 2 Premier Leagues, hopefully within that time. We can add a few more, personnels during that time as well. Obviously, there's talks about Declan Rice in DM and whatnot, so we'll get into that. But yeah, I'm happy, man. If Haaland comes in for 2 to 3, 3 to 4 seasons maximum, and then he leaves for Real Madrid, but we end up winning the Premier League twice, I'm absolutely happy. I've got no reservations about that he's going to leave, because at the end of the day, we want to win titles. And if he helps us doing that, so be it. This particular super chat, I want to just quickly touch on this. Chelsea's own, thank you so much for the super chat. Haaland is not a do or die. Why doesn't the club target other options? Why actually who actually fits Tuchel's system rather than someone who just scores goals? My thing is, Haaland is not only striker on earth. Let's talk a little bit about this, Chelsea's own, because look, let's be honest, live chat, we've got over 100 people on right now. Smash the like button. The target is 100 likes on the stream. So let's get to the target, guys. Together, let's reach all the way to 100 likes. As I said yesterday, we reached 200 likes on yesterday's stream. So let's get to 100 today. That is the target. I mean, PYS, undoubtedly, Haaland is the target, and it should be the target. Obviously, Chelsea's own is saying, it's not do or die. Perhaps it isn't do or die. We do have a quality team and a quality squad, but let's not forget the fact that we haven't banged in the goals last season. It's very important next season, if we want to compete in the Premier League, that we bang in the goals. So if Haaland for some reason doesn't materialize, PYS, in the next 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks maximum, as we said, there's been a name that's been dropped recently, and I don't know whether this source is for real, but I've seen a lot of Chelsea YouTube people, do the content on this. I've seen some articles on it. I've actually talked about this particular player a long time back on my channel because I've admired him. Do you know what I mean? I've admired him as a striker. When I think about Premier League strikers, obviously Harry Kane is the number one at the moment. But besides Harry Kane, last season, I could not think about another proper out-and-out striker out there. There are players like Salah, Mane. You can say probably, I don't know, there's none in Chelsea, that's for sure. Man United either, Cavani maybe. But the one name that's been dropped, and I've been liking it a lot, is Dominic Calvert Lewin. I seriously think this lad could become a proper baller in the Premier League. I believe he's 24 now, so he's slowly reaching to its peak, to his prime. His game is very good. I've watched quite a few of Everton games as well, in terms of his aerial ability, in terms of his movement. Yeah, I'll bring up the stats quite very, very soon. But I want to hear from you as an alternative. Does this fancy you at all? I'm not saying let's stay away from the Haaland thing, but Thomas Tuchel himself apparently has said, I don't know, that we should focus on alternatives just in case Haaland doesn't work out.
It's an interesting one. I've not really thought too much about it, just because I've not really seen many links or heard much about it. But to be honest with Calvert Lewin, he's a profile that usually succeeds at Chelsea in terms of being tall, in terms of being strong. He's quite quick as well. He's got a decent finish on him. I just think the thing with Calvert Lewin is he's not fully developed yet. I mean that in the sense of his first touch. I don't think his link-up play is really complete. Yeah, I don't really think he's the type of. I don't know. I don't really think he's the type of striker we should buy right now. In terms of just. There's a lot of pressure in this next season. This is why I think there's not really many alternatives you can go to, just because we really need a world-class striker next season, because we're defending the Champions League and we're trying to win the Premier League. And I just think Calvert Lewin would be another one of those ones, although that, he is Premier League proven. It's just a case of how many goals would he actually score for Chelsea? I don't know. I know he gets goals for Everton, but you look at a lot of.
Let me give you quick stats on Everton just before you finish off your analysis on that, or that particular line that you were going to say. Dominic Calvert Lewin, season 2021, 16 Premier League goals, 2 assists, 33 games, and overall all competition, 21 goals, 4 assists. Obviously, he set off the season in fire. Hat-trick goals until week 5, and he was continuing on. And then obviously when he got that first injury around game week 18 is when it started to really slow down. But these numbers are not bad, my man.
Yeah, they are good. It's just, again, like I was saying, other strikers have done good for worse teams and then gone to bigger teams and then done badly. I don't know. It just the same with Danny Ings, right? He's scored a lot of goals for Southampton, but no one wants him at Chelsea. No one thinks he would do well at Chelsea. So I don't know. I don't think the Ings, the Calvert-Lewins are what we should be targeting right now, to be honest with you. I just really want Haaland or Lukaku. And then obviously the other option for me was to buy a really good creator and then just have obviously Havertz at false line. But then again,
you wanted Sancho. You badly wanted Sancho, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted Sancho just because of the creativity, right? And because of his links with Hudson-Odoi. He was from London, so that move made a lot of sense to me. But obviously Chelsea are doing they're looking for big things at striker instead. So, yeah, I mean, we will buy someone at striker, that's for sure, because we don't have anyone. Like, we don't have an actual
Yeah.
striker. So, yeah, it's just who will it be? But Calvert-Lewin's not a bad player. I think he's a good player, but for me, not yet anyway. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, fair point, man. I mean, look, I won't be one bit surprised if Dominic Calvert Lewin becomes a superstar in a couple of seasons' time, man. I've seen enough from the Everton games where I feel like the chances that we missed last season under Timo Werner, I don't think Dominic Calvert Lewin misses those opportunities. And when you look at our quality of team that we have, the depth in quality as well, besides the striker position. I mean, you add someone like, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, the 130 people that are on right now, I'm not advocating for Dominic Calvert Lewin to be the first choice. No way. Haaland is definitely still the first choice. I'm just saying that as an alternative, what do we do? I feel like someone like Dominic Calvert Lewin, as an alternative, will put those goals away because we do create enough chances and he will put them away. What more can you ask from a striker? Do you know what I mean? I think his movement is very good. As PY said, maybe his link up is still not that great. Probably not, but he's fast. I don't think he's a slow player. I remember the ball that came in from deep against us, where Dominic Calvert Lewin ran in and got ahead of Mendy, and Mendy ended up giving away a penalty. I remember against Everton. That was because of Calvert Lewin's pace, and in that game, Calvert Lewin probably could have had another one. And it's because of his movement and his pace. So he has the game, I believe, to trouble the opposition. And with the quality that we have, I think he'll probably put the goals away. But look, we're not linked with him. The whole thing is, apparently, Thomas Tuchel has said that we should look at alternatives if Haaland doesn't happen. Now, can we 100% put our hands on our heart and say that Haaland will happen? I don't know. That's the I suppose the question. I mean, PYS, here's the thing now. Here's the big money question for you, right? You were interested in Sancho at one point if Haaland never happened, right? As a plan B, because you wanted a playmaker. I want to throw the same question at you again, because obviously Sancho has gone to Man United. If Haaland doesn't happen, and we've already saying that, maybe Lukaku is a foregone conclusion, Kane is going to be very difficult from Spurs. Who do you want after that? Or are you okay with whoever we've got?
Who do I want? I don't want any backups, to be honest with you. But, I mean, I have been speaking to some sort of like, I do speak to a couple of like really good, not, I guess they're not scouts, but they're kind of like people that watch, these kind of accounts. I mean, there's this guy, one guy that really does watch a lot of leagues. I guess he is kind of a scout, and he watches pretty much most teams, and he looks at a lot of strikers. And he did recommend one striker to me that was Andrea Bellotti
from Italy. PYS, your internet's breaking up massively, man. Live chat, really, really sorry about this. Hopefully we get PYS back. Obviously these sort of things will happen in a live chat. PYS, you back? All right, hopefully he'll come back again. But yeah, we've got here Jules saying Insigne. I mean, look, he looks the bits for Italy, but for Chelsea, I just don't know whether, and he doesn't really play as a striker, I don't think. He plays more as an inside forward. PYS, you're back, my man.
Yeah, I'm having a nightmare with my internet today.
Yeah, you were talking about a scout, and they mentioned Bellotti. I don't know if that's a good shout, though.
Yeah, but basically he just said, Torino do finish like 10th to 17th every season, and the numbers he puts up are pretty much quite consistent. I mean, he gets really sort of anywhere between 12 to 20 goals a season for quite a low sort of side. And he said he would really fit Tuchel's system in terms of pressing, runs in behind. He's quite quick. He's got a good finish. He's decent in the air. He wouldn't be too expensive. So, I mean, maybe that's a shout. I mean, his numbers are quite decent in 15-16 to this season. I mean, he got 12, 26, 10, 15, 16, 13. And this is only in the league. So it's not too bad for a lower team side. Doesn't start for Italy, but I think he should, to be fair. Immobile, from what I've watched, has been absolutely dreadful during the Euros. So,
he's been bad. Immobile
yeah,
has been
he's been
bad.
really, really bad. I don't know what's up with that guy, but I would like to see him politely get, maybe some minutes today, just off the bench or something. But yeah, I mean, he's the only really one he recommended to me. And obviously, the only other one I was thinking of, Miz, was Aubameyang. Was the only other guy that I was thinking of.
Bit old, isn't he?
Yeah. This is the obviously debate that people have. He is a bit older, but obviously he does have 20 plus goal league seasons with Arsenal alone. He has worked with Tuchel, but the problem with Aubameyang, as you've said, he's quite old, and also he has high wages. So, and also people argue that he plays too similar to Werner in terms of the runs. Like, would they really mix? But in my opinion, our front three will be Mount, Havertz, and the new striker. So I don't really see Werner and Aubameyang, if he did come, getting in the way of each other. But yeah, I mean, Aubameyang's the only one that I would be excited about. I mean, personally for me, I've always been a fan of Aubameyang. It's just,
I mean, he's quality, man. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
he's quality.
I think people are like, oh no, I don't want that Arsenal guy. But everyone who joins from Arsenal does unreal here. First off. Second off, Arsenal, I've just, he got that new contract, and I think he's just, I don't think his head's at Arsenal anymore, to be honest. He's not really, I don't know, he's not like the older Aubameyang, especially last season, but his finishing is still top. Like, it's top class, his finishing. So, for me, if you was to say no Haaland, no Romelu Lukaku, if we had to sign a striker, who is the one striker you'd want? I would say Aubameyang. There's no others that I would.
Lewandowski, any opportunity? Do you think he gets pulled into Chelsea at all?
No, he's not leaving. I think Falk said that the other day. I think one of the German guys said Lewandowski is not leaving this summer, so that one's off the table. But yeah, obviously I would love to have Lewandowski, but yeah, he's not leaving this summer because Bayern aren't buying a replacement. So yeah, he'll stay for sure.
Bro, who's this guy? Tommy, the CFC fan, has been commenting on this a lot. Dusan Vlahovic. Who is he?
Yeah, so he plays for Fiorentina. He had a breakout season this season, but he's kind of still underdeveloped a lot. I mean, his finishing has been really, really good this season. He's kind of like, he reminds me a bit of Lukaku in a sense. The way he's a big guy, right? He's really, really tall.
Wow. Okay.
But he's pretty quick as well for his height. He's got a good finish. He's good in the air. But I just, from his all-round play, I'm not convinced, to be honest with you. He's still quite young. So yeah,
was he in the Euros by any chance? Did he play for anyone?
No, he played. He's Serbian, so
he's Serbian, so he's not there.
Serbian, so he's not there. But yeah, he's another one that people have been mentioning. But again, no links, so I can't really talk much on it. And yeah, it was kind of the thing that worries me about him is he.
Oh no, PYS. Have we lost him again?
Season.
Oh, got him back.
You remember
You're back, PYS.
You remember Piatek, who played for Genoa?
Yeah, bro. Piatek. Yeah, so, oh my God, where is he now, bro? I mean, the fan base went mad for him.
Yeah, so he plays now for Hertha Berlin. So it kind of reminds me that Vlahovic. I'm not saying he's going to go down the same path, right? But it just one season in the Serie A, he scores a lot of goals now coming to Chelsea, champions of Europe. Nah, man, I think we have to buy someone proven, like
100.
If you're saying Vlahovic or Calvert Lewin, obviously it's going to be Calvert Lewin. You're not just even if I had to pick between the two, I'm still taking the Prem striker. Like, we're not in a position as a football club to take risks anymore. We're just really not. We can't. We have to sign this big, world class or at least proven Prem striker. Like, that's why I put forward Aubameyang, because he's done it in the Premier League for Arsenal, who's worse than us, who have worse players around us, and he's still managed to score 2 seasons where he's got 20 plus goals, which is what we've been screaming for the last, since we've had Diego Costa. We won a 20-goal season striker. So, why put up Vlahovic when, he's only done it in the Serie A for one season, So it's an interesting one for the next few years, but right now, definitely not for me.
100% agree with you, PYS, that we need a absolute demon up front. Some would even say generational talent type of caliber of player. Let's be honest, we are the European champions. We are one of the best clubs. They're most exciting clubs. They're most entertaining ones for any youngster, coming in, like in the likes of Haaland, to entice them to come to our club at the moment, because we are up there. We shouldn't be looking at ourselves at one of the sort of mid-table or mid-tier sort of clubs in Europe. We are one of the mega clubs out there at the moment. And we should be chasing for the best of the best. If we want to build a dynasty, as what Thomas Tuchel wants to do, he wants to not, this whole Champions League victory shouldn't be the only sort of, silverware that we get under his tenure. We should be able to get way more stuff and hopefully create that dynasty that he's been talking about. And in order to do that, you've got to add quality. So hopefully we get Haaland, and it happens. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, with the Haaland news, look, I'm very positive, and as PY said as well, I think this player is very keen. He's very keen to leave Dortmund. He's very keen to probably join Chelsea as well, because Chelsea are the only one that is capable of paying that level of money to take him away from Dortmund. The issues are probably going to be around Mino Raiola. I don't even think Dortmund will be a massive issue. I was thinking perhaps Dortmund could be, because how could they lose two mega stars? But at the end of the day, money talks. If you throw enough money at them, they're a selling club, so they'll make sure they get the replacement elsewhere. And I'm pretty sure whoever they replace with next up, they'll end up making a superstar out of him as well. And they already have Jude Bellingham, who's going to be the next mega, selling opportunity as well down the track. But yeah, it was interesting to talk about some alternatives just in case. But then again, as I said, alternatives, that shouldn't be in our plans. It is Haaland, and hopefully we get him. All right, PYS. I want to spend the next 20 or so minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have over 120 people live. The target is 100 likes for the stream. Let's get to 100 likes. As I said, yesterday we got to 200. Let's get to 100 likes today in the live stream. And check out PYS's socials in the description, especially his Chelsea website, which is full of Chelsea news, updates on transfers and whatnot. So please go out there and back him on that particular website. He's doing some madness over there. So let's do that. All right, PYS, let's talk about Declan Rice. Some crazy developments have happened over the last 24 hours or so. I want to bring something up because your tweets, I do want to bring them up. So give me 1 second while I do this.
Declan Rice is the ultimate twerker during this transfer window. Like, what is this guy on? Like, genuinely, I should bring up
he wants us.
Bro, I watched the Lions Den, like the stream on Twitter yesterday. Basically, Mason Mount and Declan Rice were doing a stream for England where fans could come in and ask questions on through like a monitor, and they would answer. Kind of like a stream thing. I forgot this guy was a West Ham player, man. Like, any question, I might like.
But he's not. He's not a West Ham player. He's a Chelsea player.
It's kind of weird.
He's on loan. He's on loan to West Ham.
It's just great. So weird, honestly. Yeah, he was twerking a lot for us. It was a bit bad.
I will talk about this particular tweet a bit later because that's the latest one, obviously. But I do want to talk about what you just said. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Declan Rice on, give me 1 second. Let me just take this particular thing off. There we go. All right, Declan Rice on his five-a-side team. Yeah, I would put me and Kante together, protect the back of the goal. Mason Mount, yeah, that's top class. And then they go on to say, Mason Mount on his five-a-side team. Yeah, we need a technical player, so maybe someone like Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, core. Yeah, great player. What a five-a-side team that is. I'd pay great money to play in that team. I mean, oh my God. Like, literally, he's saying that he would pay money to join us. I mean, PYS, I've accepted the fact that this is happening. This is inevitable. I think, look, I've also accepted the fact, PYS, that he is absolutely in love with Chelsea. And it's got to a point where I have to say that Had it been any other player, we know we would have admired it. We would have been absolutely ecstatic about it because we think about all sorts of options that are available within that particular position in the likes of Tchouaméni and as Man United's gone with Camavinga. I personally like Calvin Phillips from Leeds because I watch a lot of Leeds as well. But PYS, I think it's got to a point, as I said, this guy is going to be a Chelsea player. Whether you like it or not, he will be a Chelsea player. And let's be honest, I was watching Rio Ferdinand's Vibe with Five. Rio has some big praise. And they're not just Rio, man. There are many other pundits out there that has mega praise for this particular player, for a youngster at the age of, I think, 21, 22, I believe. I mean, he has been doing really, really well. I mean, what's your thoughts about, this is quite inevitable, yeah, PYS?
I believe so, but then again, I think last summer I thought, when Lampard joined, I kind of thought that maybe it'd be a bit inevitable. He was asking the board a lot, but then Chelsea, didn't do it. So, but I think this summer's different because obviously the interest went dead when Lampard left. There was a lot of reporters coming out saying, it's over, and then Matt Law comes out with a bomb article saying, Tuchel has revived the interest, and now I think it's more likely to happen, just because I think Rice would genuinely push for the move. Like if Chelsea made an opening offer, and hearing as well that Chelsea will make a formal offer after the Euros, so I think that will happen. I think once Chelsea put a bid in, Dean Jones said actually Simmer as well, like tweet on there actually, I've just seen it. You've saying they'll wait until after the Euros. Dean Jones basically said, he's looking at 200 grand a week from West Ham to stay, and West Ham don't really have that kind of money, and if they do, it would be a bit, would they really do that? But I think, what he was also saying as well is if Chelsea put in an open offer of, say, 60 million, that would not only tempt West Ham United or give them something to think about, you'd also basically see Rice go to the West Ham board and basically say, well, guys, how much do you realistically want for me? Because you're asking for 80 to 100 million, but you're not giving me the wages to reflect your valuation of me. So, he's had good offers for contract, but they're not what Chelsea can offer him. They're not what he thinks he's worth. You know what I mean? So, they're not 80 million to 100 million pound player wages, basically, is what Dean Jones was saying, which makes complete sense. So, I think Chelsea will offer sort of 55, 60 million, then we'll see what goes from there. And, it'd be really interesting to see if Rice does push the move because, this guy, as I've said, as you've said, I forgot he was a West Ham player like multiple times. And West Ham fans always in my mentions when I post news and updates about Rice, you're deluded. He loves West Ham. Guys, he loves Chelsea. Like his club is Chelsea, man. He's not West Ham. He's Chelsea through and through.
Honestly, PYS. I think he's never actually he liked West Ham, but I don't think he's ever loved West Ham. I think he's through and through Chelsea. Someone tweeted to me the other day, his whole family is all Chelsea.
His dad has a season ticket at Chelsea, so that tells you everything. His dad. Yeah. So, his whole family is Chelsea, as you've said. It seemed an inevitable transfer. If it doesn't happen this summer, it's going to happen next summer. Like, genuinely, it's inevitable. So we might as well just sign him this summer if we can make the right deal. And if Tuchel wants him, then I'm not saying no, because my stance after we won the Champions League was whoever Tuchel wants, Tuchel gets. And I'm not going to start being a hypocrite now just because, people have doubts on Rice. I have doubts on Rice. I have doubts on his ability to offer angles for the team to progress the ball, to, just do the role that Jorginho does, keep the ball, play at a place, like spin out of pressure like Kovacic does. But all these doubts, they kind of go to the back of your head when someone signs because, you start looking at the positives. So for me, we put an offer in. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We go and get Tchouaméni. That's another thing Dean Jones said as well. It's another thing people have been saying is if we don't get Rice, we have alternatives. Tchouaméni's a fantastic player who I'd love here. So, you know what? We don't get Rice, we go and get Tchouaméni. And that will be brilliant.
Yeah, man. Look, that's been the narrative all along, that Declan Rice is the number one choice for Thomas Tuchel. That's how it apparently has been for a very long time. Matt Law was probably one of the very first one that broke that news, saying that Declan Rice is still actually Chelsea's choice and now Thomas Tuchel's choice. Look, I don't find it too surprising now. I was initially sort of thinking, how could Thomas Tuchel think Declan Rice is his first choice. I mean, he's just literally, I mean, I'm sure he probably would have seen a lot of Declan Rice as soon as he came in, probably followed that particular player. And Chelsea probably has been scouting as well just to see how his development's been going.
Miz,
And
can I just...
Yeah, go on, bro. Oh man, PYS is having an absolute madness with his internet quality today. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the particular tweet that people wanted me to check out. I had a few people in the live chat saying that. Oh, there you go. You're back. Come on, bro.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go.
Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, do you remember when Tuchel said a little while ago that, you know, he would ask the players about potential signings as well?
Yes.
Maybe he's asked Mason Mount about Rice.
Do you know what? Do you know what, PYS? I do not put that one bit away because I don't know. As I said, guys, if you haven't seen Rio Ferdinand's channel Vibe with Five, their recent recording, PYS, you are right, bro. Rio Ferdinand was giving out past information when he was a Man United player. Sir Alex Ferguson apparently would come to players and say, who would you want? Like he would literally ask. And apparently Rio Ferdinand once said Frank Lampard. I would want Frank Lampard in our team because apparently Frank Lampard at that time, I think it was 2012 or just before, there was a contract extension period where Man United might have thought that this was a time to get in and try and, you know, nick Frank Lampard from Chelsea. But so Rio apparently contacted Frank. And Frank had said straight away to Rio that, look, man, I'm very happy with Chelsea. You know, love being here, and he's going to, you know, most likely get that contract extension. Obviously, he did. So, PYS, I would not put that away from you one bit. I am pretty sure Mason Mount is agent Mason Mount in this scenario.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I thought of when I saw Tuchel revive the interest in Declan Rice because, as you said, he kind of watched an awful lot on him, and he said that quote about asking players who they'd want. And I mean, pretty sure it's not only Mount that would say you want Rice. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could certainly see that as a possibility. To be honest with you, I mean, yeah, I mean, I know Chelsea do. I've always the higher ups have always kind of liked Rice, but never thought he was worth, you know, the 100 million or whatever. And as you can see there from Carefree Youth as well, is the winky emoji that just confirms it. Like.
But he is so connected. He's so connected, Carefree Youth. So
yeah, we will make an opening offer for Rice for sure. And it'll be interesting to see what that opening offer is and where it goes from there. Because, you know, as I've said and as others have said, once that opening offer goes in, you know, reports have said as well, Rice wants to be informed of any bids. So things will happen, I think, behind the scenes at West Ham after, you know, after the Euros ends as well. I think things will start kicking.
Yeah, man. And this particular tweet from Simon Phillips, which is straight from Dean Jones via Terry Fleur's YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
Go on, bro.
Yeah, I'm back. Did I cut out again? I probably did.
Yeah, you cut out again, bro. You cut out again. But yeah, go on.
Mad storm in my area right now. So bad. The worst day to do a stream and it's just storms. But yeah, where was I up to again?
You were saying even I've forgotten where you sort of left off. Were you talking about Matt Laws talking about Declan Rice or something like that? Carefree Youth.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that Rice wants to be informed of any bids. So I think things will happen behind the scenes after the Euros. Yeah,
man. Look, this comment here from Kafka's view as well. Agent Mount, apparently he rang Declan after the UCL final in the dressing room. Yeah, there's proper articles on this. Apparently he FaceTimed Declan Rice once we won the Champions League, and he was showing Declan Rice the whole situation. I mean, Declan Rice was really enjoying as a future Chelsea player the whole situation of Chelsea winning the Champions League. So, and this tweet, just quickly, I want to reiterate, Simon Phillips, as I said, off the back of Dean Jones from Terry Fleur's, Chelsea will bid for Declan Rice after the Euros. Rice unlikely to hand in a transfer request, but is seriously considering leaving West Ham. So, you know, and then you have Carefree Youth giving a wink sign. Think whatever you want to think out of that. But all I can say is Carefree Youth is very well connected inside. I'm not saying he gets everything right, but they know a lot of stuff. They've got people on the inside. So when you see a tweet like that and you see Carefree Youth react in that manner, and then, I mean, even if you take all of that away and you look at the way Declan Rice has been moving, the way he's been talking and the way he mingles with the Chelsea boys, he's literally a Chelsea player, just wearing a West Ham jersey for the time being. He wants to come back. He was devastated leaving Chelsea, when Chelsea let go of him. And now it seems like, that it's probably going to happen. So whether it happens this particular, window, I'm not sure, but it will happen in the next window. That's where it's at the moment. PYS, I mean, are you confident that we will get few players in this window? Like, are you confident we'll probably get Haaland and Declan Rice?
I've always thought it'd be one or the other, but I think if we get Rice for 60 million, I still think we can afford Haaland. Because if you remember, Nizar Kinsella actually saying that Chelsea wanted to do Haaland and Hakimi for £200 million. Obviously Hakimi didn't happen, so I think if it goes like 70 million plus for Rice, first off, I don't think that we would entertain that. Second off, I think we wouldn't be able to get both, but I think if Rice is sort of 50-60 million pound, because remember, we could even include players as well, we could include Tammy or Ross Barkley in the deal, so I don't know, I think both can happen, but it would be it's just all dependent on Haaland, because I don't know how much he's going to cost. If it's 150 million and then you buy Rice as well, that's almost all of last summer on two players. So
we're going to have a lot of outgoings, PYS. We're going to have a lot of outgoings.
Maybe I don't know. Everyone says this to me, but Marina is she's really stubborn with the prices. Like you saw Gianluca Di Marzio saying, Roma inquired for Emerson. Marina came back with 25 million euros. Like, what is this? Just sell the guy for 10, 15 mil. Get another bit of money in the bank. Like, just.
But you know what, PYS? Emerson's not a bad player though, and he's not old either.
He's not bad, but if we're gonna keep demanding these prices, then we're never gonna get rid of these guys. Like,
yeah, true.
I'm putting out a tweet at some point with all the dead wood we need to get rid of. Right? We have Barkley, we have Zappacosta, we have. Giroud, who's still not
Bakayoko,
Bakayoko, Tam. Like, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. So, yeah, that's going to be important. But it's going to be important that she does accept some offers. But to be honest, Miz, I think most of them are going to go out on loan again, and it will just be the same theme of just going out on loan, options to buy.
We have a limit on loans, right? Like, we can't just be sending everyone on loans anymore.
No, yeah, it's true, but I feel like a lot of them will go on loan. Like they'll try. Marina will try and push out as many as she can because she's so stubborn. Like, and the problem is a lot of these clubs that are coming in for, say, your Zappacostas or Barkley or whatever, they're kind of lower tier clubs that don't have much money anyway. So Chelsea are kind of saying, look, it's this price or nothing, and that's it. It's over because the club are not coming back. Whereas, when Chelsea eventually try to sell Zuma this window, I think you'll have a lot more clubs coming in. You'll probably have, sort of two clubs from the Premier League. You'll probably have a club from the Bundesliga.
Everton's so interested in Zuma.
So say someone offers 30 million for Zuma, Marina can actually reject that because clubs are more likely to come back with more money because they are higher tier clubs. They have more finances. So, but with, the clubs that are offering money for Emerson, Zappacosta, Barkley, these are like,
they don't have money.
Tier clubs. They're just making, one offer. There you go, Marina. Kind of take it or leave it. This is what we're offering. And Marina's going, no, I want more. And they're going, okay, bye, because we don't have the money. And that's that. That's how we don't get rid of these guys.
You know where I would like to see Emerson go now? Hopefully, I don't know whether the Inter Milan thing will happen. Spinazzola being injured for Roma. Jose Mourinho, I don't know whether he still has good connections with Chelsea. Maybe get Emerson. Do you know what I mean? Like, perhaps do a deal there. I don't know. But
that's the club who offered for him, right? They said that's the club who inquired about him just yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Roma. Roma inquired about Emerson, and Marina came back with 25 million euros. And
Bro, they don't have 25 million. None of the Italian clubs do.
And Di Marzio said that in these circumstances, it would be hard for Roma to do that. And Marina was saying 25 mil. So, yeah, it's hard.
Bro, yeah, both the players, Alonso and Emerson, their biggest target at the moment is Italy. But none of the Italian clubs could ever afford the level of money that we would probably ask for. If we're asking for 25 million or, whatever, 30 million for Alonso, it's just not going to happen, man. It really won't happen. As much as I still think Emerson is probably worth around 20 to 25 because he's still decent. He's young, he's decent. He can do a job, but as you said, PYS, if we want to get rid of these players, we got to have a bit more of a discount. So I 100% understand that. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That pretty much wraps us our show. Before we finish things off, guys, we've still got over 160 people live. Let's get the likes to 100. That's the target. That was what we were going for in the live stream, to get to 100 likes. Please, let's reach the target together as a fan base. Let's get it to 100. Helps the channel out a lot. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe, because the race to 6,000 is absolutely on. We're not that far away, probably about 500 away. So, we should hopefully get there before the start of the season. So let's do that. And as we said, guys, be patient, the fan base. I think something will happen as soon as the Euros is over, which is literally a week away. After that, Thomas Tuchel has made it very clear. He needs few new signings, and we're going to see them. Hopefully, it's the top targets with Haaland and his top target with Declan Rice. As I said, we need to start accepting the fact that it is probably going to be Declan Rice in the DM position. And it only strengthens us, to be honest. I mean, when you have Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho, Declan Rice, it only strengthens us. And I hope that he leads us to more, silverware glory. So at the end of the day, that's the main target. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again tomorrow, UK 11 a.m. And I will have the show totally for you guys. So I will have the link open for you guys to come and dance with me on the dance floor. As I said yesterday, Jules said, the other side of the dance floor, which was really, really well said. So do tune in tomorrow, 11 a.m. UK. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's not Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. So that's fine. Yeah, do join me on that, because I just realized Thursday I'm on Matisse's channel. So yeah, join me tomorrow for that. And PYS, check out his socials in the description right away. And as I said, please back his website massively. PYS, before you go, any final thoughts that you want to share with still over 140 people live?
Yeah, thanks for everyone for tuning in. I'm glad to see so many people enjoying the show. So yeah, if you aren't subscribed, then definitely get my recommendation from me. Subscribe to Miz. But I'm sure all of you guys will be subscribed, seeing as you're tuning into the live stream. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say on Chelsea apart from, tomorrow, obviously, it's coming home. So obviously, tomorrow it's coming home and England are winning the Euros. And then, Chelsea transfer activity should be good. So yeah, good times ahead.
Brilliant. And ladies and gentlemen, maybe I might do a review off the back of the England game. So do look out for that. Maybe I might do that. Maybe even after, probably not the Spain and Italy, but maybe after the England game. Do look out for that. I could possibly do that. And maybe if PYS is free, maybe I'll bring him back on. So do tune in for that. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Yusuf, thank you heaps for joining, my man. Ibong, thank you heaps. Ryan, thank you heaps for joining. And to all the 120 plus people that are still on, thank you heaps for joining. Smash the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. See ya.